Here, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about this altcoin we got in the bag here that we caught very early before the big run started. And I think the run still isn't over, but we're going to break it down in this video here. Essentially, today, we're going to be talking about Dolphin AI, which has connections to Venice. Now, Venice has been one of these altcoins that actually has exploded past, you know, the degen side of things to now more of the less, I want to call them the safer altcoin picks, like those type of guys, right? Because when altcoins get to a certain market cap, that's when most people want to start talking about these altcoins. Let's say that market cap has to be like over 500 million market cap. That's when some of these people feel safer to talk about these altcoins. Now you can see here Delph Digital and a bunch of other people like Ansem have now been talking about Venice, right? Venice, everyone's getting bullish on this private inference and things like that, because we do know that this is a big thing. I even made a tweet essentially talking about how OpenClaw plus Hermes and other enterprise AI, all of these new ways of spinning up these agents equals more demand for inference, right? So that is something that has people pretty much bullish on Venice as of right now. You can see these guys are talking about, well, Yan discusses why Venice is emerging as a compelling AI opportunity. It's probably the best growing fundamental business right now. They're adding like 2 million ARR a week. It's a growing AI reason, not crypto reasons. So that's why these guys got bullish on it. But pretty much it's easier to see the more demand that is coming from these AI agents, the more they're going to need inferences, the more altcoin like, you know, Venice is going to be very important to this agentic run, this agentic space that we're having here. That is why a lot of people should be very bullish on Venice. And you can see just because of that and their actual business model that they have with their revenue and buybacks and burns, this thing has been exploding in price here. As you can see, it's now just under $800 million market cap. Now, when I first checked it already, it was like 800 million market cap, but they have been doing a lot of things here. You can see here, they even they cut the annual emissions to 3 million by July, right? They integrate near cloud teas for encrypted inference, right? So a lot of things is going on with Venice, and this is why people are loving Venice as of right now. But it also has opened the door to what other people are looking for when it comes down to private inference, not just private inference, but connections to Venice as well. And Jesse puts out a pretty good tweet here. The innovation happening around open private tokenized inference and compute on base is really something to behold, and it all feels downstream of Ask Venice leading the way with VVV and DM. DM is their second token too, right? There's another altcoin that he's talking about, Antseed AI, which isn't out yet. You can only earn this token right now by actually participating in their like pool thing that they have going on for you to earn it. We're going to be talking about something called Pod, which in that same tweet he also highlights here, right? Because now the node provider has been rolling out. Our pool of inference nodes running Quen 3.6 have been generated. Now, some of you guys may be like, why should we be looking at Dolphin? Well, if you was understanding what's going on with Dolphin and private inference as of right now, this whole little sub narrative within AI, this is like a solver, not a solver, but like a bottleneck for AI. This is not just going to be solved by Venice, but other tokens here. And as you can see here, just because of what Dolphin is doing, this thing has exploded in price here. As you can see, this has been an upward run here. Now, we did get into this in the private group using our terminal as well. As you can see, this is the post here. This is why you guys should be in the group as of right now. During the bear, during the bull, we are continuously looking for ways to spot new altcoins here, and we made this post here. You guys can see we made it. It shows yesterday, but we actually made it not too long ago. This was like a few days ago that we actually got into Pod, and it started to run immediately as we got into it. You guys can see the post here, but I saw smart money starting to pile into Pod. I was like, oh, let me see what Asai is thinking and things like that, and then that's when I decided to make the call and get into Pod. Now, if you guys don't want to miss out on the next call, you guys already know you guys are going to have to sign up for that Patreon group. But not only that, the Patreon group gives you access to the HQ here, which helps you analyze a lot of different altcoins in this space here. We're also going to use it in this same video to show you guys about Pod here, so you guys can check out the smart money. We got the new tool in there, forensics, which we're going to show you guys as well. But you guys can watch this video here. This will help you guys actually figure out how to use this terminal and why this terminal is going to be the best tool that you guys can use from the bear to the bull. And you guys get access to 40% off discount code right there, SIDE 2026, which you guys can plug in and save 40% off your first month on Patreon to test out the group and the terminal to get your feet wet. And let's continue on here. Now, I do like this post by Oxy here. He puts out this tweet: been digging into Dolphin / Pod a bit. I think I'm getting pilled on AI plus privacy plus uncensored play here, along with the integration of DPIN, which I always thought was a fascinating crypto use case. Dolphin already has great distro. Their model is actually being used. Dolphin Mistral 24 Venice edition is the default uncensored model for Venice. That is the key part there, right? People don't know that actually Venice and Dolphin actually co-released Dolphin Mistral 24B, which is the Venice edition here. So they've been working with Venice, right? And this is what a lot of people are now starting to get a little bullish on, because they're like, hey, we're bullish on Venice, on, you know, their private inference and things like that. And the biggest model that is actually being used on Venice is co-developed by Dolphin AI. So this has people, you know, the wheels is now spinning in people's heads like, oh, maybe I should be looking into Dolphin AI here. So Dolphin is actually going to be doing something pretty similar to what Venice is also doing with their buybacks and burns here. Pod is attempting to turn that distribution into compute network. Here's how it works. GPU owners run nodes. Node serves inference / synthetic data workloads. Node providers earn pod based on relative contribution. Users / apps eventually pay for inference. Network revenue is supposed to flow back into the token through buy pressure / buybacks. That is pretty much what I've been talking about here. Now, the bull case is pretty much straightforward. Dolphin has an open source model distribution. The network creates a way to route that demand through idle GPU, right? Pod becomes the economic layer connecting model usage, compute supply, and inference demand. It's interesting because there's a path from actual model usage to inference demand to node rewards to token value capture. Still early, right? Everybody says like it's still early as of right now, but we're kind of seeing their the model that they're about to put in place work for Venice. This is why it's looking pretty good for Dolphin as well. And talking about that buyback thing, they just actually posted this not too long ago today. Pod, the buyback engine powering the Dolphin's inference network. This is the big thing here. And Elon Trades actually responds to it. I like this response here, right? Dolphin network operates as a peer-to-pool system, repurposing idle GPUs for AI inference. Unlike direct node rental in other DPIN projects, nodes process model requests randomly from a pool and earns pod solely from inference tokens paid by the protocol treasury. Users buy credits directly from the protocol in pod, you know, all those tokens there, right? And 100% of the revenue goes back to buyback pod, offsetting the emissions that is coming out here, right? So this is always pretty huge, especially keeping that supply, the circulating supply at this low, right? We can get a supply shock, you know, a nice little price shock that we want from it. So now here's a pretty good example here on how it works. Quen, which is the new another model, Quen 3.6 35B runs at 50 cents per 1 million token cost, right? Charges 70 cents and pays the node 50 cents, creating a 20-cent difference, which is the net buyback pressure while undercutting competitors by 30%. So that means pod accrues value through full revenue buybacks, slashable bonds, reward multipliers up to 2 times, and XPod staking for dividends and inference access. So all of this is going on as of right now, and guess what? Pod just hit a new all-time high while making this video. So we're watching this thing run up as of right now, while most people is on the sideline are not able to do their own research, which is why I tell you guys need to join a group that will help you do your research and even give you tools to do that research. And that's what we provide you with the Altcoin Chasers HQ. Now we're into the forensics section of our HQ here. we're looking at the buys here, the smart money buys. As you can see here, not too long ago, there's been some accumulation with pod here. Now, this isn't the accumulation we saw that was actually making me pretty bullish on pod. This was a little earlier. This is now happening as of right now, as pod is hitting its new all-time highs. But the new tool that I want to show you guys is what's we're calling the forensics tool, which is things that's happening on chain as of right now, so you guys can see how the holders are looking like when it comes down to this token. So right now we're looking at this as of right now. Pod right now gives us a GT score of 89.72 out of 100. That is absolutely amazing here. This is just the basics here, so we're not going to get too much from here, right? We're going to look at the holders, we're going to look at the net flow, then we're going to see what the holders are looking like in terms of realized profits and losses. So you can see what is interesting right now is there's been some heavy accumulation when it comes down to pod as of right now. You guys can see mid about 66 here, accumulated about $3.48 million in pod. Whales, which is about 34 whales right now, accumulated $150.8 million into pod here, right? So that is huge. In the past 5 days here, there has been so much buy pressure here, a total of 665 buys compared to the sales of 335 here. You guys can see a lot of buy volume has been coming into pod, which is at 66.5%. Now looking at the realized P&L here, this is crazy, guys. People caught pod so early that there's so much unrealized profits as of right now. It's crazy. This makes it tough to make it a recommended buy as of right now, because you can see how much money is in profit as of right now. Will pod continue to go up? I believe so, right? But of course, there's risk with that as well. As you can see, the unrealized profit here is just under $1 million in unrealized profits from a lot of holders that actually been buying in here. But there's 730 holders that's actually in profit here. The losses here only about 23. I don't even know how they earn losses at this point. I don't know if they just recently bought or something, but I don't know. And then you can see here the amount that has been realized so far has been $213,000, which isn't too bad here, but a lot of people are pretty much waiting here. So a lot of things is happening right now. You could get all this information here just to understand how this altcoin is performing. Do you want to buy into this altcoin right now while it's at all-time high? So you guys already know I have to ask Asai about its thoughts on pod. It gives us the breakdown on what pod is. Essentially, that DPIN plus AI plus base ecosystem, and all three narratives is on fire right now. That's targeting all the narratives that pretty much pod is targeting, and that's what makes it pretty hot as of right now. And you guys scroll down here, you guys can see the buy pressure is sustained and broad base, right? So the past 5 minutes here, there's been 25% buys. Weak momentum trap, 1 hour 59% buys, which is the recovery. It did dip recently. And in 6 hour is 63% buys, which is strong. 24 hours 62% buys, dominant. That's not a single whale pumping it. I just showed you how much people are actually buying it. You got the whales, and then you got the mid guys there that is actually buying it. That's sustained retail accumulation across every time frame here. Volume / liquidity ratio of 2.088x means the pool is turning over twice daily. Healthy for $100 million market cap altcoin here, right? The pair is only 70 days old here, so it's not too long ago here. The bull case here is the AI agent chain. X402 Kobo wallet, Base Azul, Coinbase built the stack. Any base native token with real product and momentum gets lifted by that tide. So that's telling you pretty much right now what to look for in the base ecosystem. Look for a real product, right? Look for real utility on base, and that will probably stand out on base. And that's how VV has been going crazy. We call virtuals going crazy here. Banker should go crazy at some point in time very soon here. So a lot of things have a decent moat here, right? Dolphin has product, which is the inference network, has traction, gamers earning the token, and is on the right chain at the right time here. Of course, the bear case right now, we do have thin liquidity here. Let's look at the liquidity here, which again, as we now switch right back over to deck screener here, we're looking at a new all-time high again while making this video. Again, a new all-time high. $34,000 big buy just came in while making this video here. This is honestly insane. If you aren't in the group here, you have missed out on a decent run that you guys could have caught. Venice, we talked about Venice, but we didn't get into Venice. I know some people that got into it a little bit, but you got Venice here. Now understanding what the moat that Venice has and how other altcoins could replicate that and the ties to Venice, we can capture the next one, which was Pod here. But yeah, the liquidity here is pretty thin compared to, you know, the all-time high here. Not the all-time high, but the market cap of $120 million market cap, while the liquidity is around 4.3 million. So yeah, it does have a red flag there. And then it also shown that CoinGecko shows that it has a $0 market cap. That is because a lot of things, they're still making a lot of changes. So this might turn some people off as of right now. Even when you go onto here, you can see that they put out a new contract here, but it isn't shown on CoinGecko just yet here, because the supply here shows 100 million in terms of the total, not 100 million, sorry, a billion total supply, which is actually half of that as of right now. So a lot of changes have come to Pod, which isn't reflected on CoinGecko here. So some people do see a little red flag on that. So yes, this is now the next runner on base. This also lets you know the next narrative that's going pretty hot, that's rolling pretty hot on base, which is inference. A project that is building with inference, they are able to actually generate some revenue. Not only just revenue, they can also implement buybacks and burns, which makes that token pretty hot. So that's something that you guys can now start to look forward to. Look for connections that are happening within that Venice ecosystem. I don't even want to call it an ecosystem because Venice isn't like a launchpad or its own thing, but look for things that are connected to Venice in a certain way. Venice may be working with them, that like Pod, they built out a model together. There's others in the Venice ecosystem that we're also going to be playing in that Patreon group here. So if you guys do not want to miss out on those, you guys already know where to go. Go sign up for that Patreon group, and don't forget, we're on that road to 30K subscribers. If you guys would like to help out that, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.